about to set a timer so that way I can hit my appointment back up, man. Hopefully I can get a screenwriter for this animated I'm doing. Yippee! Hopefully so, clock, timer. 3 minutes. Alright. Alright, man. What's going on with y'all, bro? Welcome to part 2 of, look at me, I'm tripping already, but fuck it. Welcome to part 2 of You Always Eating. Because I want to do a part 2 because the first time I was doing it, it was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. My kids were sleeping. They was kind of fidgeting around. My old lady was right there. So I really didn't want to be too loud to wake people up. So it sounded quiet. I was kind of, you know, in my opinion, I was the little energy lacking. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? I want y'all to be able to see the progress. I got the screen light out and all that shit right now. The screen light. What the fuck is the screen light? I got the ring light out, man. I got the camera set up a little bit on the tripod. I got more pillows and shit. Shout out to my old lady, man. So, yeah, we're gonna move right on head into it, bro. We, like I said, it's a part 2 for Cynsational Sweets Chef James, man. I'm gonna tag him, put all the descriptions in the comments and all that great shit. But he sent me enough cookies, so I'm like, man, I can't eat all these. I even took a little smoke. I'm like, man, let me see if I can eat 2 or 3 of them. Cookies were too big, you know what I'm saying? Cookies were actually good enough and actually filling. So I'm like, I gotta do a part 2. Cause like I said, he had 5 different kinds. Had no idea, because I really keeping the cookie sealed up because I really wanted it to be like a surprise, because I know he was throwing down before he even you know what I'm saying, left to go out there to get his culinary degree and all that shit. Once again, shout out to you, big dog. Shouts out to all the shit you got going on. We probably have you on do like a little Zoom and things, something like that. But I'm supposed to be eating a cookie while I talk. Okay. I think I don't like white chocolate. I mean, chocolate like white macadamia. I don't know, but we don't ask them to have them on. But first off, shout out to Joe Biden, President-elect Joe Biden, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, man. Thank God we got the other cat out of office, because he was just tripping way, way, way too bad. But that's for another show. But I did make a statement last time on part 1. I said that Trump was a decent representation of who America was, right? So my next question is, will Biden be a new representation, or will he just be another president put there to see our way through? Or will he be an actual representation of the way we going? We shall see, because I'm really neutral right now. I don't know which way it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Will Biden and Kamala Harris do everything they can to shake the country back? Will they fall a little short of expectations? Will they supersede expectations? I'm really not sure yet. But if you're into politics, you watching it. If you're not an idiot and you're not so biased to the point that you can't give good, solid information, you know what I'm saying? If you don't still hit me up, because I'm willing to learn, and I definitely want people on who can really run it. But I mean, I spilled a little bit of milk. But that's one thing I want to say on politics. I ain't really gonna do too much on it because so much stuff is early. But oh. That's sad, man. My bad, y'all. I saw the fucking story. That's some pitiful shit, bro. Parents, do better with your kids, bro. Alright, let's go ahead and go slide into the word of the day, man, because that's something else to rock with. Because the big topic is gonna be vulnerability. When the vulnerability for men going into 2020, vulnerability for black men. I'm sorry, run that back. Vulnerability for men in general going into 2021, and vulnerability for black men going into 2021. Um, Let me see. And the reason I want to talk about that because I was listening to hear more Patrick Cloud, Kev on Stage. I watched a lot of them cats, and they were just having a discussion about it. It was about 7 months ago, but I'm sorry, the video was posted about 7 months ago. But I just watched it 2 or 3 days ago. And it was real enough and inspiring enough for me to basically do one on my own. But where's the damn word of the day? The dictionary? I'm not sure. Yeah, alright, cool. Cause before I actually ran it, I want to do something like the rock is the word of the day. I'm gonna pick a word of the day or the past days. I'm gonna try to go ahead and see if I can use it a few of these sentences while I'm running these gyms, so I don't sound too much like a know-it-all. But of course, everything taking 40 minutes to fucking load, and I'm a very impatient person. So we're gonna dive right into the vulnerability. Only because this is a topic that I feel like it legitimately goes into both the new progressive way a lot of people are thinking that men are supposed to be, and what not supposed to be, men are able to be free to act. And also it goes right into the other topic of toxic masculinity, yeah, and the whole rip. I thought I was supposed to let me drop some. At least it's cooking. That damn sun has got my little girl cutting up back there, boy. Be them season changes the food. Thank God I'm not affected by allergies like that because I have nothing but the utmost empathy mainly for people affected by it. God damn. I gave her some so it'll clear up in a little bit. Hope she can cough all that shit up. But man, fuck the word of the day. I'm not pulling up in the trip. I don't know what this one is. This brown right here, but that beer, real chocolate. Now I remember from part 1, I can't do a whole lot of chocolate because it's so, the chocolate stuff is so rich. But this one, it doesn't hurt my fucking teeth. Like, it's still a lot of chocolate. But you're a fan of a lot of chocolate, you can fuck with this one, that middle one right here. But the main part that one's dope for me because it doesn't hurt my teeth. I can actually taste it and be like, okay, that's a lot of chocolate. Oh wait, there's no pain in my fucking teeth and gums. Cause I just don't. I think I got a cavity somewhere, but I done been to the dentist and I ain't see, so who knows? I could have went to a hack. And this that red velvet bitch. I'm not a bougie person, so I don't never really rock a red velvet. But we gonna see while I talk about this being vulnerable as a man and this toxic masculinity. I don't know if y'all caught that out of the bar at the trash, but a bar nonetheless. I had to shake eating the crumbs off. But as a man in general, being vulnerable, going into 2021, it's dope and it's cool. I'm happy that this shit's happening because there's been times where me, my homies, people I just know, just people who are associates of mine, people who are here talking in the street, and of course the lash out on the different lashing out on social media. As a man myself, I can tell a lot of this comes from pent up frustration, pent up aggression, because there's no outlet for a man to really let loose at, for him to either feel safe himself or for society not to see him as a bitch or something like that, or for women not to see him as a bitch, or even for other men. But at least it's being accepted a little more publicly. Because with people like me, my vulnerability, I ain't really showing that shit. If you see it, it's gonna be followed up directly with some kind of act of aggression, not towards anybody, but not towards, even towards myself, but just because me personally, I didn't grow up with a father figure in the house. I didn't have a whole bunch of male role models and shit around, so I had to be that dude for most of the circle, even till this day. And the thing is, I never resented it. I feel like some dudes, whether they're young now, whether they're growing up, whether they're old, whatever, they resent the fact that they have to be the dude their mom relied on, their sister, the old lady, the younger brothers, and other siblings. It was like they weren't ready to grow up, or they didn't want to grow up. They want to still do all kind of random shit with their friends, but they couldn't because they had responsibilities. So that lack of being vulnerable, that lack of vulnerability, that can't come from resentment. Like, I'm not gonna be soft because I'm not gonna be soft to my family. I'm not gonna be soft to my friends and my kids that needed me. Mainly because I'm fucking pissed off that they always fucking need something. That's a parent's idea. I mean, that's a parent's thought. That's the thought as a man, because as men, a lot of people, including society, relies on us. Not taking nothing from nobody else, but just like in football, in defense, you rely on the cornerback, just like you rely on the defensive line. So the cornerback say, y'all need me, that's gonna take away from the defensive line. But the fact that so many families, so many people's livelihoods, so many people's thoughts of success and thoughts of pleasure and thoughts of excitement and happiness rely solely upon a good man's shoulders. And then the first time he fails, he's being ridiculed, laughed at, he's being thrown in the face, etc. That'll definitely want to make you not vulnerable, even to your loved ones. Another one is, this society doesn't reward vulnerableness. It doesn't reward it to anybody but women and kids. Like, you can be a child, or women, kids, and the elderly. If you 7 years old, regardless of your gender, you go, oh my God, help me, I don't know what I'm doing. The world will come around and be like, oh my God, let's help this kid. If you're a woman, if you say, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing, somebody can help me, the world will go cave around and come help you, right? But if you're a man, for the most part, you're like, okay, you can do it. Now, of course, I know there's going to be people that's going to be, one time I had a flat tire and nobody came to help me. Unlike most people, I talk with a common sense understood. If I say something, I don't mean 100% all the time, unless I say 100% of the time this happens. So like I just said, if I made the statement that, if a woman needs help, the world will come around and gather around and help them. There's been some times where some women couldn't get the help they wanted, but that doesn't mean for the most part, as a whole, you know what I'm saying? But I'm only gonna say that shit once or twice because I hate even catering and responding to the people that don't understand nuance of conversation, understand something that's just common logic, but I digress. Vulnerability in America in 2020, 2021 is not rewarded no matter what shape or form it is. You vulnerable to your wife, you vulnerable to your fiance, you vulnerable to your girlfriend. 2021, she's gonna use that against you whenever y'all get in an argument. Not every woman, but most. Because it's a human reaction. You break down and cry in front of your kids. Crying in front of your kids, but most of not getting them to do what you want. Children most of look at side like, why this motherfucker crying? society, your homeboys, your job. Go around the motherfucker being vulnerable and crying if you want to. What's gonna happen? Laughed at. Told don't bring that shit into the office. They're gonna tell you to go home. You're gonna be ridiculed for it. So, when does being vulnerable reward a man in the areas that he actually want to be rewarded in? Now, if being vulnerable gets you some random pussy here and there, then okay, cool, but for the most part, that paying your bills, is that making your family happy? Is that fulfilling your utmost dreams? Is that fulfilling you as a person? Probably not. And for the most part, if chasing vagina is a dream of yours and fulfilling,